Well, as you can see, I'm in the office. Wearing a t-shirt and shorts and tennis shoes. My son Chris will be finishing the repair job on my van today, so hopefully later today I'm going to be in that van and be taking this camera and filming stuff. Right now Chris has just borrowed a .22 rifle off my wall, the one my dad won when he was a kid. Chris grew up shooting that gun, so he took some bullets in that. Why? Because he pulled up and evidently someone shut her gate up there, and big copperhead almost got him. Every snake has its own personality. People don't understand that if they've never had pet snakes. Half the time a copperhead will be aggressive for no reason. A lot of people dispute that. A lot of herpetologists dispute that. But that is from my having actually had pet copperheads and having dealt with poisonous snakes during my childhood quite a bit. When I was about 14 years old, I think, I lived in Chickasha, and I would take my motorcycle. Yes, I had a motorcycle, and a bedroll and a tent. Back then they didn't have the kind of tents you got now at Walmart. Mine was actually a pup tent. There was no floor in it. The reason they called it a pup tent is it was small. It was military issue that I bought at an Army surplus store in Chickasha, Oklahoma. But I was out camping, doing some night fishing, and I had the tent over me. It was just basically a giant tarp that did that. It just went down, and there was a stake at either side. You'd stake the edges down to the ground, and you would go ahead and run a line out from the tent posts, and then I had a campfire out to one side. It was actually the beginning of fall when this happened, and this is a story I've not told my wife or anybody till now. I mean, I just remembered it. Something triggered my memory. But I was laying there, and the back of my pup tent didn't have a wall on it. It was facing the woods. The front was facing where my head was laying, was facing a pond I was fishing at, and then the campfire off to one side. And this was a mummy sleeping bag. I had it for years, and I really don't even remember where I got it from. I mean, maybe from the same Army surplus store in Chickasha, because I had it when I moved over to my dad and mom's house in Norman. But anyway, this snake came up from the foot of the tent toward the woods and slithered up there, and it was slithering toward the fire at the front, but it came under the tent. And I looked at it, and I hadn't zipped up in the mummy bag yet, and it didn't even see me or smell me, I guess. But I reached over and gently got it by the neck, right behind its head, and it was a copperhead, about a 3-foot one. And I got out of the bag, and I sat down on a rock next to the fire that, you know, sit cross-legged looking at it, and I went ahead and it wrapped itself around my arm. I had it in my left hand, and I unwrapped it, and I laid it back on gently on the ground so it could go on its way. Well, I always carried this gun with me, always, and that wasn't any exception. I had it on my belt. I put it in my belt prior to going to bed in the tent. As a matter of fact, I may still have that old holster. I'm not sure. It just went on my regular belt on my jeans. But I had it in there, and when I got up, I wasn't big and fat like I am now. I got it out and I stuck it in the holster, and then walked out to the campfire and sat down, like I said, cross-legged in front of it. Well, I put the snake down, and I got up and I was fixing to go back to bed, and I had my boots on. I always wear boots. I've got tennis shoes on today. Well, that thing rears back and it strikes the stovepipe on my boot. It was trying to bite me. The reason I'm telling this story is copperheads are fickle. They really are. I did shoot it. I drew and shoot it, and as a matter of fact, I shot it through the head and then cut the head off and buried it so nobody would get bit. I dressed it out, and I had a late supper of copperhead. My friend Daniel Arms, that has Arms Family Homestead on YouTube, there's a video where he and Houston eat a copperhead. He let his kids have a taste of it. But that's my very first experience with an aggressive copperhead. I'd had them before as pets, and I'd keep them for a while, and I'd let them go. They seemed disinterested. This one was probably looking for a place to den up. The air had a little bit of a chill to it. But it decided it was going to bite me to teach me a lesson. A food for thought: if you have children and you're watching this, you need to make sure your lawn is well cut. That's what my son Chris is going to speak to his brother Benjamin, take a weed eater up there. The grass is really overgrown around our mailbox and on both sides of our front gate. And snakes are out in abundance right now. They're all over the place. I do not advocate camping in an old military surplus pup tent, because they don't have floors in them and they don't have zip-ups. I'm doing my vlog. Keys for the truck right there. That's my son Chris. Like I said, he's repairing my... Hey, did you see that snake? Did you see?
Ben's gonna finish weed eating after he eats something. He got part of it, weed eat it down.
Okay, I'm telling a story on my vlog about my first time I had a copperhead come after me. But Chris, my son Chris, my youngest son, the mechanic, he had a pet rattlesnake when we lived in Darty, and it bit him, and he ended up in the hospital. Nearly killed him. They got him shot full of anti-venom and he Ended up in the hospital. I don't know what the Sewell men, the Shoba men, whichever last name you want to use, I have no idea why we're so fascinated with dangerous stuff. We just are. Chris used to, keep pet snakes. He used to keep tarantulas, and at one time he had a pet hobo spider that turned out to be an actual Australian brown funnel web, which is the most poisonous snake on the planet. All four of my sons at that time were working over at I don't know if Chris was or not, there's a Disco Automotive is a parts distribution warehouse for auto parts stores. And they manufacture some and they ship it in and ship it out. And evidently, this funnel web was in one of the boys' lunchbox and came in, because that's where I think he got it out of. But you know, and I've been bit several times by hobo spiders, and I break out. I got sick a couple of times. Been bit by an African centipede about that long, fell down, wrapped itself around my arm. You won't be able to see it, I don't think, but I've actually got scars on my left forearm from, well, you won't be able to see it, where the thing sank its mandibles and injected me with poison. And I got really sick, and the pain was excruciating. I've been bit by a black widow a couple of times, so has Nick, so has, I think, Chris. Been bit by a cottonmouth water moccasin that I was swimming in a pond that sank its fang in. I've got a brown freckle that you probably can't see on my right there. That's where its fang came in. Just one fang got me, and it didn't inject venom, and I pulled it off and flung it from me and got out of that pond quick. Been bit by a rattlesnake. Got bit by a rattlesnake when I was 12 and ended up in a hospital in Chigashay. So, and it didn't scare me off from them. I collected them for pet because when I was younger, I was real stupid. Now I'm older and I'm even more stupid. That is the unfortunate truth of that. But anyway, when he gets done with the van, I'm hoping to take it, drive it, and just go film with it. It's my truck. It's my old reliable, or used to be reliable, van. And in case Matt and Mike see this later, no, Matt, we're not going to try to race. You would beat me. We're not going to try to pull and see which one has the greatest strength. Neither one of us want our trucks damaged, and I especially don't want my van damaged. I just got the thing running again, just got new tires on it. So you would win. You might win that one, because I really don't know what kind of torque that van's got on it. When Nick bought it, he bought it from a drug running dude. I mean, we found stuff for a couple of years in there that shouldn't be in it. So I removed it. It used to have a kill switch for the back tail lights, so he could run dark in the night. Well, it's just my ride. I'm not a dope runner, and I'm not interested in doing any of that. Well, folks, that's the vlog for today. Mom, John, I love you. I miss you. I hope you're doing well. My brother Michael up in Oklahoma City. Hope you're doing well. My sister Randy and your family up in Edmond. I hope you're doing well. My buddy Chris Kimball in Florida. I hope you're doing well. 'Tis the season, I think, for hurricanes. Hope you don't have to go through another one. And to my buddy Monty Jones in Lone Grove, America, hope you're doing well. To my friend Shelly Dion, hope you and yours in Illinois are doing well, and I'm still praying for your mother. I do it every day. And to my buddy David Talaga up in Illinois, I hope you and yours are doing well. To my friend Jackie Brill Sands in Nashville, Tennessee, I hope you and yours are doing well. Folks, that's all I've got for today. I'm tired. My wife's not feeling well. I'm not feeling well. I got awakened from a deep sleep by someone named Mike saying, "This is Mike. I need to speak to you about your extended warranty on your..." And about that time, click, I hung up on him. My van was built in 1990. It would be a miracle if it had any kind of a warranty on it. But like that sign right there says, be kind. Love all of you. God bless you. And be kind. Bye.